What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at actually what is a pretty dope title, in my opinion, that just went into 1.0. We covered this game under various names a few times in the past, so it was like Dracula Genesis for a little bit, it was Doomsday Hunters for a little bit, and in fact, for that little bit, it remained Doomsday Hunters. So today, we're taking a look at the 1.0 version of the game, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts as to what I like about it, what I don't like about it, so that you can decide whether or not you wanted to get this slick little roguelite for yourself. You can find a link down below in the description if that turns out to be the kind of thing you wanted to track down for your own perusal. On top of that, you can also go down there to find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to hang out live on many given days of the week. So what is Doomsday Hunters? Doomsday Hunters is a very polished, very slick, very well animated, top-down isometric roguelite with action RPG influences on it. In fact, it's got a lot of action RPG in there. I would almost call it an action RPG that has meta progression. Almost. This guy is not letting me catch him right now. I would call it an action RPG that has roguelite style meta progression. But, oh, he went back again. Dude, where is this guy? Bro, if you don't come back over here and let me shoot you in the face, I'm willing to take damage to kill you. Nope, don't like that. But anyways, this is what is effectively some kind of hybrid in between the realms of roguelite and action RPG. This game is immensely customizable. It is also incredibly well polished. There are loads of things and toys to play with inside of this game. There's everything from main weapons to side weapons to super weapons to ammo to mods to level ups to perks to relics. Like, there are so many things in this game that you're going to end up equipping on any given run in order to make your life a little bit easier. And I promise, if you're into things like the Binding of Isaac that have like an enormous amount of items that you can mix together in order to push progression and find new combinations that are crazy OP, this is gonna be, I think, a game that's really gonna resonate with you. I don't really want to be like, oh, there's a guy over here. What's up with you, man? The previous civilization, it created many wondrous things. I've excavated a number of mysterious items, and I am willing to part with some of them if you have coin to spare. I don't have any money right now, so I'm just going to send you to safety. Everything inside of this game, from like the loot chests that you get to the individuals that you meet, they give you an escape button on all of those things, and this is one of those things that, in my opinion, should exist inside every single roguelite no matter what. And it's called Send to Safety in this game because it's a post-apocalyptic game where a guy like Space Cyber Dracula has attacked and destroyed Earth, and you're like one of the last survivors that's going through various timelines trying to like fix the damage and rescue enough people to kind of like rebuild things. Wow, this guy's actually kind of a headache. That dodge that he has is like super annoying. That bullet's also very difficult to dodge, but I managed to sneak it on through. So as of right now, I'm actually on the 3rd or the 4th level. I'm a couple levels into this current run because I've been given... Oh, Diaz, the little T-Rex guy. What's up with you, man? Greetings, Bipedal. I have no idea what I'm doing here, really. One second I was chasing some Velos, and then the next thing I know, I'm stuck in this cesspool, but I do have a unique ability. You want to look? Yeah, he'll give me... Oh, dude, he'll buff my weapon slots and make them hit harder. That's so good. Maybe I'll make some money. What is this thing right here? Can I break it? Touching enemies poisons them. No contact damage from enemies. I'm pretty sure I already have that pickup. Yeah, I've got 2 of them now. I don't know if they like stack, but like Britney Spears before us, no, we're toxic. The Hell Knight. This game has many different bosses. They are randomized. There are multiple phases to a lot of the bosses that will play in different ways. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of jump up here and stomp you. That's one of my special abilities right there. I can jump up into the air, and then when I hit the ground, I make like a fart cloud that explodes the enemy and deals damage. So whenever I get myself into trouble, I try to make an effort out of getting up in the air. Oh, I ran out of ammo for my primary. Lame. Okay, we'll stomp him right there. Keep throwing axes. I don't have a dodge right now for some reason. I don't know why I don't have a dodge right now, but I don't, all right? There is no dodge to be had. We'll go and smack that guy and poison him a little bit. He's going to do his little drop thingy. I'm going to hopefully not get smacked by pink crystals. Go up in the air, stomp him a little bit, put some poison on him, and he should be down unless he's got multiple phases. I can't remember if this boss has multi-phase. He does not. Some bosses have like 3 or 4 phases in this game where you go through them pretty fast and you're like, yo, I'm pretty dope at this game right now. Like, I'm pretty rad at Doomsday Hunters. And then, like, you kill them once and then they become a new boss. And then you kill them again and they become a third boss. And you're like, ah, dude, it just keeps getting worse. But I like that detail. And everything in this game has this wonderful pixel art. And what it really reminds me of is that, like, way back in the day on the Sega Genesis, there was a game with an art style. It was called Soldier of Fortune on the Sega Genesis, and it was also kind of like a Mercs style game. I don't know if you ever played the coin-op shooter Mercs, but it was kind of like that. But you had special abilities on each of your mercenaries that let you get through levels different ways. It was a big deal when I was a kid. It was one of those games like Flashback that everybody, like, lost their mind for when it came out. Anyways. The art style of this game very much reminds me of that. I just went through that really long story to tell you something really simple, which is just that the art style of this game reminds me of that game. Fire rate up by 20%. That would actually benefit us a lot. This right here is a relic, and since we've got this axe right here, if I could get its fire rate up to like machine gun levels, this would actually be kind of like a... Oh, that's a guy. Sorry, he looks like a monster, bro. He scared me. I know it's not his fault that he looks like that, but let me tell you a story. I once lived a happy life in my lovely sewer until one day 4 green thugs with swords and sticks came. And a rat, they kicked my ass and kicked me out. I'm gonna get my revenge on them one of these days. We can sell our skills, we can re-roll our weapon affixes, or we can buy some shrooms. I'm just gonna send him to safety. This is one of those games that I can only assume like enormous quantities of drugs were involved with like how this game was developed. It's a game that's weird, it's a game that's wild, it's a game that's wacky, it's a game that's out there, it's got a lot of ludicrous items, it's got a great sense of humor. Honestly, if you're looking for a Binding of Isaac style game or like an Enter the Gungeon style game, I think this is a strong contender, and yet for some reason, this game just never really got traction on the same level that those games did. To be fair, the game did have a very... I think it took a while for this game to go through early access and finally finish up, but in the current state that it currently exists, this game has an enormous number of items, a huge amount of like enemy variety and things to do and customizability on any given run. Like the extent to which I don't know if I've seen in a roguelite before outside of the Binding of Isaac or Enter the Gungeon. There's a lot of things in this game. If you can get over the eminent weirdness of the title and how like everything looks, I like it. I think it's got a really cool, really slick art style, but like if you don't like the art style, I guess that might be something you struggle with. But I think the game is great. I think it's fantastic. I don't really have too many complaints about it, except for sometimes the battlefields can be a little bit difficult to read bullet trajectories and hitboxes due to isometry, but that's like a minor complaint. It's not like it happens all the time. Oh, I've got more ammo. I should probably use like my real primary then. Oh, they lit me on fire, dude. I can't believe you've done this. The good news is I have a relic that exchanges my mana for a regenerative effect on my health when it's below 50%. So honestly, I'm actually pretty tough to kill on this run because I can just sit around in between rooms and wait to regenerate back up to 50% health if I want to. And I think that's kind of what I enjoy about this game, is that this game doesn't balk at allowing the player to have a little bit of a power fantasy. I think that as I've been playing the game, it's pretty obvious how you're supposed to build some of the guns to be like ridiculously overpowered. And in fact, the enemies are bullet soaky enough that like the game encourages you to do that. I had a run last time where I had like a missile launcher that I modded it out so that every time I fired it, it regenerated a bullet. And so I had infinite ammo for a missile launcher, and then I kept upgrading the reload speed over and over and over again. So it's like thunk, 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 and then I got a mod on it so that every single rocket split into multiple rockets when it hit the enemy. So at a certain point, I was just blowing up entire chunks of the screen while running around going shoo, 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 shoo with rockets. Like eventually I ended up dying on that run just because I couldn't see. I was shooting too many missiles. And so visibility became a concern. We got a chest for this room. Usually when you clear a room, there's going to be some kind of bonus that you get. yet. I think it's less likely if there's a bunch of stuff already inside the room when you get there. These boxes right here, you have to have a key in order to open them a lot of the time. So, like, I think this one's an ammo crate right here, and in the previous room we had a weapon crate. We can scrap this guy or we can shoot it to break it open. I don't know what it's going to give me. It looks like it gave me a Galatron special weapon. So in this game, as you're cruising around, you've got 3 weapons. You can actually have up to 5 weapons if you upgrade that way. And there are builds that benefit from, like, the more weapons you have, the more damage you do and stuff like that. But you have a special weapon. It's on your right click. It charges up as you're fighting enemies, and it's basically like a limit break. It's a screen-clearing death weapon that usually gets you out of, like, a big problem, and so you're going to reflexively hit it. This game does have good quality of life. You can teleport in between the tiles where you're battling with enemies whenever you want. What is this right here? The starters create 3 tier 1 relics. Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? What relics you got in here? So when you go to an island, get $2, get 5 max HP, and your sidearm becomes a bee launcher or something. We've also got the storm over here, 25% special weapon damage, minus 5% universal damage, plus 10 max energy. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. And I'll probably sack that just for the money or whatever it is that it gives me. Oh, nice. Dude, the bony. I thought it was a bee reference, like honey with a bee at the beginning. Because, like, it's like a healing item or whatever. I don't know. Apparently, it's a machine gun that shoots bones. I'm down with that. Like, I'm totally okay with it. What does this new special weapon do? So it gives me, like, little orbitals that match my trajectory. Speaking of trajectory, there are a lot of weapons in this game, and they all have different firing patterns. I know how crazy that sounds, but there's guns that zigzag. There's guns that arc. There's guns that, like, do a helix. There's guns that rotate your bullet around your character and become like a shield. There are a million different guns in this game, and they fire a million different ways and can be further modded by the mods that you put on those guns in order to become more and more and more powerful. Like, am I getting across to you how customizable this game is? Because this game is, like, really, really customizable. Like, among roguelites, I have a hard time thinking of things. Oh, that's dope. It has crappy range, but I really like it. Then again, this kind of has crappy range, too. Oh, I've got a spirit shield. I didn't even realize I picked up a spirit shield. Nice. Spirit shield absorbs the next source of damage that comes through. We'll go ahead and break that. It gave us a weapon mod. You can't put a weapon mod on a sidearm. Also, fire your sidearm every 2 seconds. Oh, boy. I'm going to need to... Yeah, let's put it in my inventory. I'm going to have to do some gun tinkering here. So, take all of those, like, off of my guns. Oh, I just dropped all my stuff. That's my bad. Let me pick these back up. I thought I was breaking them for a second. Sorry. There we go. All right, so now that I have all my mods, I do want that one. I dropped it again! Apparently, I'm having a really hard time with the interface. Generate ammo and kill we definitely want. And I keep stepping on my own fire, so I'm not going to keep doing the flaming rocks. I think I'm going to raise my fire rate. There we go. So my 3 mods have now been put onto my gun, and now I'm firing an extra bone from my sidearm every time I discharge and hold down the trigger till it goes click. So that should help out a little bit. We got a boss room over here. I need the boss key to descend down into Dracula Hell. We're not quite there yet. The 1D monk. I don't know if I fought this guy before. There's a lot of bosses in this game, and they all kind of like mix together the more you play, all right? Like, there's a lot of bosses, and some of them kind of like look similar. They got like the same wizard thing going on. This guy looks a lot like, there's like a necromancer I fought earlier in this run too. I'm gonna guess that those things on the ground are landmines. This guy's not too bad from what I've seen so far. Ow, that hurted so much. Okay, never mind, I take it back. Did you notice the little detail in the top left-hand corner of the screen? Your character has a portrait. Your character's portrait in this game is like Doom Guy's portrait from Doom. The more damage you take, the more bloody and beat up he gets, and he gets like black eyes and like a bloody nose. Love that little detail, by the way. Always loved that about Doom. Continue to love it to this day. Ooh, there we go. Dodged through that bullet like a moy. Ow! Like a more. Ooh, a bunch of stuff drop. Nice, give it to me. Yep, I'm gonna need all that. One complaint, the pickups in this game disappear after a little bit a lot of the time. Don't like that one bit. I like it when my pickups stay. Get 10% more damage? I'll do that. I like damage. Damage is good. I have no bullets. We've got the chain blades. It's an epic version of the chain blades, so it hits really hard, but I don't like the chain blades, so I'm gonna sack it. We've also got the landmine cedar, which is epic. And then we've got a rare electro gun. What does this do? Oh, I fire and then I click on the bullet and it blows up the mine. Okay, that makes sense. What does this do? So on kill, instantly reload your magazine. This one has faster fire rate and reload. Oh, I like that. That's good. That works for me. I like machine guns and SMGs and stuff. When you scrap items, it's random what you get. Sometimes you get metagame currency. Sometimes you get health. Sometimes you get coins. You never know what's going to pop out of the slot. Oh, yeah, dude. This gun is the maximum strength boobies. The only downside is that it takes forever to reload. You might have noticed the little skulls that are flying towards my character as I kill bad guys. The skulls are XP. Your XP meter is in the top right-hand corner, or the top left-hand, sorry. I know the difference between my left and my right. It's in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Every time it fills up, you get a free perk. That's it. You get a free, like, Binding of Isaac style, like, mom's bra perk, basically, which can be very nice and helpful. It can increase the amount of mods that you can put on your guns. At the beginning of the game, you can only put one mod on your main gun. By the end of the game, you can put 3, which is the maximum. And then from there, you can get extra health, extra mana. You can get all kinds of goodies. We killed the boss, so I'm pretty sure we're out. Nope, I haven't gone actually 2 directions. Let's clear the floor real fast. What is this right here? So for an ancient coin, I can metagame unlock something. Okay. What is that? Fire your sidearm shot in all directions. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to use it. I like my little jumpy thing, and then I've got a crystal that I can create my own cover, too. And so I kind of like the things that I currently have. Wow, he rushed up on me quick. Probably should have used my jump ability right there. Oh, there's more of you, eh? A lot of the enemies in this game are multiphasic. They have a lot of sprites, and they have a lot of enemies with a lot of attack patterns. This is an interesting roguelite as well, because the game doesn't necessarily get easier the more that you play. You do have a talent tree that you spend coins on that gives you more HP and more damage and stuff like that. However, as you level up your account, you also unlock new enemies and new traps and new room layouts. And so things also get more challenging the more meta progression that you have. And I sort of dig that. I kind of like that idea. Makes the game feel fresh, seeing all the new challenges and all the new mobs that come up every time I lose. Oh, nice. It's got a stun effect on it, like a taser? Hell yeah. What's in here? What is that? A mana infusion. So my mana regen goes up by a whole bunch, but we lose max mana. Yeah, I don't see a reason not to take that. I don't run that mana intensive of a class anyways. Just the sheer volume of enemies in this game is mind-boggling, dude. There's so many bad guys in this game with so many patterns and things. You love to see it. Like, this game is really kind of what I expect from games a lot of the time when I play a roguelite. Like, when I say there's not enough enemy variety and when I say there's not enough depth, this game solves all that. It's the opposite of all of those things. This is a game with an enormous amount of depth. This is a game with a huge amount of bosses and enemies and everything else. I can't get another mod slot, so I think I'm going to take another weapon slot. So now I can get another weapon and mod it out. And we can alternate weapons up and down based on what our ammo is looking like. Who are you? Have you ever thought about gaining experience without actually experiencing stuff? I can make it work. Yeah, it's called the internet, man. I can just spend money for XP to level up. We do have a lot of money, but I'm going to wait for a shop, and I'm going to clear out, like, all their relics, because this game is kind of similar. Oh. Interesting. Apparently, you use gliders on this level instead of just, like, sprinting across the water. What is that thing? It's like a butthole of smoke. What does it do? I've never seen this before. I've transcended the world of spirits and obtained unimaginable power. I also have some interesting items you may want to take a gander at. Apparently what this guy does is he teleports us all over the place in order to do like a challenge that gives us like a rare item or something. I'll come back for it later. Let's keep exploring. Oh, we got 2 healing terminals over here. That's pretty spicy. Uh-oh. Yeah, I need you guys to stop it right now. Please go away. Thank you. Yup. I love how many enemies in this game, when you kill them, they have like detachable heads and like they have multiple phases and things like that too. Just so many beautiful little details right here. It makes no sense to me why this game is not more popular than it currently is in the world of roguelites. Is it just like the title? Is it like the thumbnail for the game on Steam? Because this is a really, really good roguelite. But actually what I should probably do here is give you my thoughts about the game, although I feel like I've already done that. Like, I feel like I've mostly spent the last 25 minutes gushing about the game. But let me actually... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to suicide first. And I'm going to show you the meta progression, because you guys obviously probably care about that. And then from there, I'll give you my thoughts, because we still got like 4 or 5 minutes left in the video. Oh no, it won't let me suicide. There we go. I was going to say, it's not going to let me suicide because of my my regenerative perk. It was healing me faster than I was dipping in and out of the water. That's what I mean, is this game lets you be ridiculously overpowered and dumb. So we just unlocked a bunch of stuff. You're going to level up your account after each run. It's going to unlock new items. It's going to unlock new interactables, new hacking stations, new guns, new enemies, new hostiles, new traps. Basically, it's going to unlock a whole bunch of stuff independent of your talent trees. And so your first couple runs, it might feel bad because you're like, oh, dude, all I did was make the game harder on myself. But once you get some coins in, you'll be all right. Oh, we unlocked a new class, too. Nice. Multiple new classes. Hell yeah. And so right there, we've made it up to rank 10, which I think means we unlocked a new character, too? I think we got a new character, but we unlocked a lot of things. Now, let's go ahead and hit restart. And we did. We got the Seeker over here. So you're going to come back to your hub, and this is where you live in between runs. You can select different characters. Every character has a different dash, but they don't force you to play a character with the dash that's assigned to that character. Any character can take any dash from any other character, which I think is really cool, because there's some dashes here that I like and I dislike. The ones that I dislike are sometimes attached to characters like Tesla, who I really like. And so, like, sometimes, you know, it's nice to mix it on up and do, like, a different dash. And so you can mix it up like that right there. He'll respawn, and there's our new dash. See? This right here, the game has 5 difficulties. It gets harder and harder and harder and harder as you play. It's got a really cool animation down here. You can play on whatever difficulty you want. So the game actually does not end once you've beaten it once. It's got a bunch of difficulties. Good tutorial in this game. This right here is your meta upgrades. I have 41 coins right now, and so I can buy various perks. So like I get free money when I level up, free money when I start out. I get HP back whenever I scrap an item. I can get more HP in general right here. I'll probably take that one. We can get more base HP, more damage. That moves all the way up, and you can start with more weapon slots. There is so much meta progression here to play around with. Like, I have to tell you, one run in this game is like 30 minutes to an hour. You'll probably unlock 2 or 3 things on these trees each time you run it. I've played about 2.5 hours to prepare for this because I've played the game in the past, and so there's not a whole lot of surprises coming out that, like, I haven't seen. But there's a lot of stuff you can do. In addition, if you didn't want to spend over there, you can buy items and unlock them from over here without having to play the game and find them in their native habitats. I forget what this thing does. What does this do? Oh, this allows you to add modifiers to your run to make them harder or easier. That's what it is. We've got the soldier class, so we get a random weapon. We get 5 HP. We can be an elf. That means while we're walking on grass, we get accuracy, range, and speed, and we fire poisonous bullets. And then over here, we've got the starter baby class. It gives us 5 HP, sidearm damage, and 3 weapons. Okay, I'll probably take that one right there, just because it lets me sift through to find other things. So we've got like a freezer right here. It fires a giant crystal boomerang. Okay. A spore plasma. That's pretty cool. It's like a spore shotgun. I can dig that. Okay. I assume that... How much damage does this do per shot? 120. Not bad. If we could increase the firing rate on that by, like, a couple of relics, I think we'd be in pretty good shape, man. What's the mod on it? What did it have? On kill, instantly reload your magazine. I don't think it has a magazine, so I don't think that's going to help that much. We may want to re-roll that mod once we get on into the game. But yeah, this is an utterly fantastic roguelite. My thoughts about it are really simple. You're cheating yourself if you're not playing this roguelite. This is really good. If you're a fan of Nuclear Throne, if you're a fan of Enter the Gungeon, if you are a fan of... Oh my god, what is this room? It's just free energy for my super weapon. Gotcha, they want me to chase it around. Okay, I'd never seen that room before. We just unlocked it. If you're a fan of Enter the Gungeon, if you're a fan of Nuclear Throne, if you are a fan of The Binding of Isaac, this is a game that is a chip off the block of all of those titles. And I feel like anybody that's a fan of those games should definitely go play this one. My complaints about the isometry are rare. Like, it's very, very rare that I take a hit wasn't fair. Sometimes it can get a little bit busy visually and hard to figure out what you got hit by. But the mayhem of building an overpowered character in this game and the sheer volume and variety of things there are to do really, in my opinion, mean, oh, we're stoned. But only for a second. Really make this a no-brainer of a pick from my side of the aisle. This is what I expect every roguelite that releases in 1.0 to be. It looks great. It plays great. It's got an enormous amount of variety. Oh yeah, we got there we go. I can turn into this little orb guy right here because I picked up a consumable. I hadn't showed you guys any consumables yet. I can turn into a little buzzsaw and fly around. But yeah, my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what is worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today we were checking out Doomsday Hunters, which I can't speak highly enough about. I like the game a lot. I think it's great. I don't mind the fact that it took forever to come out and it's been in early access for a long time because the final product is worth it. This is awesome and it stands up and it holds its chin up high with all of its peers. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for stopping on in, and that's all I've got for you. Bye, folks.